Once upon a time, in a lush forest, there lived a little squirrel named Skippy. Skippy was a curious and adventurous squirrel who loved to explore the forest and discover new things. He would spend his days hopping from tree to tree, collecting acorns, and playing with his squirrel friends. One day, while playing hide-and-seek with his friends, Skippy stumbled upon a mysterious path that led deep into the heart of the forest. Without a second thought, Skippy decided to follow the path and see where it would lead him. As he walked deeper into the forest, the trees grew taller and the leaves grew thicker, until Skippy found himself in a part of the forest he had never seen before. The path eventually led him to a small clearing, where a magnificent tree stood tall and proud. Skippy had never seen a tree quite like this before. Its trunk was as wide as a house, and its branches spread out to create a canopy that blocked out the sun. As Skippy stared up at the tree in wonder, he heard a voice call out from above. "Hello, little squirrel. What brings you to my tree?" Skippy looked up and saw a beautiful bird perched on one of the tree's branches. The bird had bright, colorful feathers that shimmered in the sunlight. "I was just exploring the forest," Skippy replied. "I've never seen a tree as magnificent as this before." "Who are you?" The bird smiled warmly. "My name is Aurora," she said. "I have lived in this tree for many years. It is a magical tree, full of secrets and wonders." Skippy's eyes widened with excitement. "Really?" he asked. "What kind of secrets and wonders?" Aurora chuckled. "That, my dear Skippy, is for you to discover. But be warned, not all who enter this tree leave the same way they came in. Are you brave enough to explore its mysteries?" Skippy's heart raced with excitement at the thought of exploring the magical tree. "Yes, I am brave enough," he said with determination. "Please, Aurora, show me the way." Aurora nodded and took flight, leading Skippy up to one of the tree's lower branches. From there, Skippy saw that the tree was hollow, with a spiral staircase leading down into its depths. "Follow me," Aurora said, and she flew down the staircase, with Skippy close behind. As they descended deeper into the tree, Skippy couldn't believe his eyes. He saw sparkling crystals, glowing mushrooms, and strange creatures that he had never seen before. Each step brought a new surprise, and Skippy felt like he was on an incredible adventure. But then, something caught his attention. In the distance, he could hear a faint crying sound. It sounded like someone was in trouble. Skippy looked to Aurora, and she nodded, urging him to follow the sound. Skippy followed the sound of the crying deeper into the tree. As he got closer, he could see that it was a little mouse, who had gotten herself trapped in a spider's web. The spider was lurking nearby, ready to pounce on the helpless mouse. Skippy knew he had to act fast. He quickly scampered up the tree and jumped onto the spider's back, distracting it long enough for the mouse to wriggle free from the web. "Thank you so much," the mouse said, tears of gratitude in her eyes. "I thought I was done for." Skippy smiled. "No problem," he said. "That's what friends are for." The mouse introduced herself as Molly and asked Skippy and Aurora what they were doing in the tree. Skippy explained that they were exploring and that Aurora had been showing him all the magical wonders hidden within the tree. Molly's eyes widened in amazement. "I've lived in this forest for years, and I had no idea this tree was here," she said. "Do you think I could come along and explore with you?" Skippy and Aurora exchanged a glance and nodded. "Of course," Skippy said. "The more the merrier." The mouse introduced herself as Molly and asked Skippy and Aurora what they were doing in the tree. Skippy explained that they were exploring and that Aurora had been showing him all the magical wonders hidden within the tree. Molly's eyes widened in amazement. "I've lived in this forest for years, and I had no idea this tree was here," she said. "Do you think I could come along and explore with you?" Skippy and Aurora exchanged a glance and nodded. "Of course," Skippy said. "The more the merrier." With Molly now a part of their adventure, Skippy, Aurora, and Molly continued their exploration of the magical tree. They discovered hidden rooms filled with treasure, secret passages that led to unknown places, and beautiful gardens filled with flowers of all colors and sizes. As they journeyed deeper into the tree, Skippy noticed that the air was starting to get thicker and harder to breathe. "Do you guys feel that?" he asked, looking at Aurora and Molly. "Yes, I feel it too," Aurora replied. "We must be getting close to the heart of the tree." Skippy's heart raced with excitement as they continued on, knowing that they were getting closer to the ultimate mystery of the magical tree. What secrets would they uncover? What wonders would they see? Skippy could hardly wait to find out. As they approached the heart of the tree, the air grew thicker and heavier, making it harder to move forward. But Skippy, Aurora, and Molly were determined to reach their destination. Finally, they arrived at a large, circular chamber at the center of the tree. In the center of the chamber was a glowing orb, emanating a warm, golden light. The orb pulsed with an energy that Skippy could feel in his bones. "What is it?" Skippy asked, in awe of the mystical object. Aurora and Molly exchanged a knowing look. "This is the heart of the tree," Aurora said. "It's said to hold the key to unlocking the secrets of the forest and all its creatures." Skippy's eyes widened with excitement. He knew that he had been chosen to discover the secrets of the heart of the tree. But how was he supposed to do that? And what would he discover? As they stood in the chamber, gazing at the glowing orb, Skippy felt a sense of calm wash over him. He knew that he was meant to be there and that he would uncover the mysteries of the forest, with Aurora and Molly by his side. As Skippy, Aurora, and Molly stood there, staring at the glowing orb, they suddenly heard a low, rumbling sound coming from deep within the tree. At first, they thought it was just the sound of the forest, but then they realized it was something else entirely. The rumbling grew louder and stronger, causing the ground to shake beneath their feet. Skippy looked around frantically, wondering what was happening. "It's the Guardians," Aurora said, her voice filled with fear. "We've disturbed them." Skippy had heard of the Guardians before. They were powerful, mystical creatures who protected the forest and all its inhabitants. If they were angry, it could mean trouble for Skippy, Aurora, and Molly. Suddenly, the glowing orb pulsed with an intense light, and Skippy felt himself being lifted off the ground. The next thing he knew, he was being transported through the tree, deeper and deeper into the heart of the forest. Skippy could feel his heart pounding in his chest as he was propelled through the darkness. What would happen to him? Would he ever see Aurora and Molly again? He could only wait and see where he would end up. After what felt like an eternity, Skippy suddenly found himself standing in a small clearing in the middle of the forest. He looked around, trying to get his bearings, and saw that the trees around him were bathed in a soft, golden light. As he stood there, taking in his surroundings, he realized that he was no longer alone. A group of forest animals had gathered around him, each one looking at him with curiosity and wonder. And then, out of the corner of his eye, Skippy saw Aurora and Molly emerge from the trees. They looked relieved to see him, and Skippy felt a rush of gratitude wash over him. "Are you okay?" Aurora asked, her voice filled with concern. Skippy nodded, still trying to process everything that had just happened. "I think so," he said, still looking around at the animals gathered around him. And then, something miraculous happened. The animals began to speak to him, each one sharing their stories and secrets with him. They told him about the magic of the forest and the important role they played in protecting it. Skippy listened intently, feeling humbled by their trust in him. And as the animals spoke, he knew that he had been given a great gift, the gift of understanding and compassion for all creatures great and small. With that realization, Skippy knew that his adventure in the forest was just beginning. He and his friends would continue to explore and protect the forest, and in doing so, they would discover even more secrets and wonders than they ever thought possible.